Hi everyone, happy Monday. I'm going to be teaching you a lesson today. During this lesson, I would like for you to take notes and complete some of the problems on your own and then check your work if possible. That would be to get the maximum learning out of this lesson. So you can do that. Take notes and try problems on your own, pause the video at certain points. Okay, today I'm going to be teaching you 1-2 powers and exponents. This is actually from your old book. If you still have it, you can look at it. It's from the first volume, if you want to look at it. Powers and exponents. Essential questions. What are the powers and exponents and how can I evaluate problems with them? So if you want to take notes on this, that would be a great idea. A product of repeated factors can be expressed as a power, that is using an exponent and a base. Okay, so if I have a repeated factor like 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, that means I have 4 factors. So the base of a power is that common repeated factor. Okay, and the exponent tells us how many times the base is used as a factor. So the base is the repeated factor, that's the 2, and the exponent is the number of times the base is repeatedly multiplied. Okay. All right, so I want to take these two expressions and I want to rewrite them. So instead of writing them, I don't want to know the answer, I just want to write them using exponents. So -2 times -2 times -2. -2 is repeatedly multiplied 3 times. So I'm going to take -2, and -2 is going to be my base. And the number of times it's repeatedly multiplied is going to be my exponent. So it's repeatedly multiplied 3 times. So 3 is going to be my exponent. Then I have 3. 3 is another base, and it's repeatedly multiplied 4 times. So 3 is my other base. It's repeatedly multiplied 4 times. Now notice that I put this one in parentheses and this one not in parentheses. So this one's in parentheses, this one's not in parentheses. There's a really good reason for that, and I will teach you that at the end of the lesson. Okay, so on example 2, I have A and A repeatedly multiplied. It's repeatedly multiplied 2 times. And then I have B, B, B. It's repeatedly multiplied 3 times. So my base A is repeatedly multiplied 2 times, so it's A squared. And B is repeatedly multiplied 3 times, so it's B to the 3rd power. Okay, so right now I'd like for you to pause the video. I want you to try these on your own. Pause the video. Try this on your own. Okay, now I'm going to go over the answers. All right, so 4 is my first base. It's repeatedly multiplied 3 times. Times 5 is my second base. It's repeatedly multiplied 2 times. Okay, M is repeatedly multiplied 3 times. N is repeatedly multiplied 2 times. Okay. All right, I'm going to move on. All right, if you have a fraction as a base, you should take notes on this if you want to get your maximum results out of doing this lesson. Okay, so 1/5 to the 3rd power. 1/5 to the 3rd power is a fraction, so it's basically just saying 1/5 times 1/5 times 1/5. Okay, so the entire fraction is repeatedly multiplied. So if I was going to do this, I would just multiply straight across. So it's 1 over 5 times 5 times 5 which is 1 over 125. That's how I would evaluate that. That's how I would evaluate that. Okay, example 4. Now it's a negative 2/3. So I'm going to do negative 2/3 times negative 2/3 times negative 2/3. Okay, so I took the negative to the top just so that I could put it somewhere. So it's negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. So negative 2 times negative 2 will be positive 4, and positive 4 times 2. Oh, wait, I missed one. Sorry. 4 of them, because there should be 4 of them. Negative 2/3 to the 4th power. Negative 2/3 to the 4th power. So negative 2 times negative 2, positive 4, and times negative 2. So I'm going to simplify this. Negative, so I'm going to do 4/9 times 4/9. Because I did 2 and 2. Negative 2 times negative 2 will be 4, and 3 times 3 is 9. And negative 2 times negative 2 would be 4, and 3 times 3 is 9. So then I get 16 over 81 as my final answer. I'm just simplifying. I just simplified 2 at a time. Okay, everybody. Excuse me. For this one, I want you to go ahead and pause the video, and I want you to try these on your own. Pause it now. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, now that you've paused the video and you tried these on your own, I'm going to show you how to do these. Okay, so 4 to the 4th power would be 4 repeatedly multiplied 4 times. Let's get blue. 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. And I'm just going to use my calculator because why not? 256. Now you can also do 4 to the 4th power in your calculator as well. But I just wanted to show you what it is. Okay, negative 2 to the 6th power would be negative 2 repeatedly multiplied 6 times. Negative 2 repeatedly multiplied 6 times. Now, if there's a negative, you have to put it in parentheses. It's really important. I don't have enough space on one line, so I'm just going to do 2 lines. Okay, negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 negative 2. You have to put the negative in parentheses. Okay, so negative 2 times negative 2. I'm just going to simplify these one at a time. This would equal 4. This would equal 4. And this would equal 4. So I have 4 times 4, which would be 16. So in my calculator, I'm going to type in 16 times 4, which would be 64. Okay? All right, so my answer here is 64. I'm just double checking on the calculator. Okay, a school basketball court has an area of 2 to the 3rd times 3 times 5 squared times 7 square feet. What is the area of the school basketball court? Basically, just multiply them all. Okay, so 2 to the 3rd, I'm going to pull these out here. 2 to the 3rd would be 2 times 2 times 2, which gives me 2 times 2 times 2, which gives me 8. Okay, I'm going to deal with 5 squared next. So this is the first part, times 5 times 5, which would be 25. And then the other two numbers, times 3 times 7. I'm just going to type all of this in my calculator. So clear, 8 times 25 times 3 times 7. I got 4,200. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move on. Okay, for this slide, I'm going to evaluate each expression if a equals 3 and b equals 5. Basically, that means I'm just going to replace the a's with 3 and the b's with 5. So if a equals 3, for this one, I have, trying to choose the right color, 3 squared plus 5 to the 4th power. Okay, so 3 squared would just be 3 times 3, which equals 9, plus 5 to the 4th would be 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. Five times 5 times 5 times 5 be 25 times 25, which is 625. So 9 plus 625 would be 634. Okay, for example 6, I'm going to plug in a equals 3 and b equals 5. So 3 minus 5 squared. 3 minus 5 squared. So I get negative 2 squared, which gives me positive 4. Negative 2 times negative 2, which is positive 4, as my answer. Okay, for this slide, I want you to go ahead and pause the video and try these on your own, and then you'll unpause the video and check your answers. Hi again. Now that you've unpaused the video, I'm going to go over the answers. Okay, so c equals negative 4. I'm going to replace c with negative 4. So c is negative 4, so it's negative 4. D is 9. So replace d with 9 and then to the 3rd power. So parentheses goes first, so I need to simplify this. Negative 4 plus 9. Negative 4 plus 9 is going to be positive 5 to the 3rd power. 5 to the 3rd power would be 5 times 5 times 5, which gives me 125. Okay, all right, let's do J. Okay, d to the 3rd power, which would be 9 to the 3rd power minus c squared, which would be negative 4 squared minus 2. Okay, 9 times 9 is 81, and 81 times 9, let me just check my calculator here. 729 right here, minus, okay, I'm going to simplify this. Negative 4 squared would be 16 minus 2, which would be 14. So I have 729 minus 14. It's going to give me 715. So my answer for this problem is 715. Check your work, see what you did wrong. Give yourself a nice pat on the back if you did it right. Awesome. Okay, the last thing I want to talk to you about is the difference between if your base has a negative. If your base has a negative, there's a big difference if it's in parentheses or not in parentheses. Okay, so let's look at the left side where your actual base is in parentheses and there's a negative inside the parentheses. Okay, so if the base is in parentheses, that means your base is negative. So you're going to be doing negative 3 times negative 3. So this is like this, negative 3 times negative 3. So negative 3 times negative 3 is going to be positive 9. So that's your answer there. As opposed to this, the base is not in parentheses, which means that the base is not negative. It actually means there's just a negative hanging out here, and then you just have your base, which is 3. So my answer is just going to have a negative hanging out here. I have a positive 3 times positive 3, which gives me a negative 9 as the answer. See the difference between when it's in parentheses or not in parentheses? This is just hanging out here. It's really not a part of the base. So it's really negative and then parentheses 3 squared. 3 is your base, positive 3 is your base. This one, it's in parentheses, so that means your negative is part of your base. So that's negative 3 times negative 3. Big difference. Okay, I believe that is the last slide for this one. So hopefully you learned something about exponents and powers. Bye.